This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed musician, singer, songwriter, producer, RONA RAY. But before we get to our interview, here is a sneak peek at her incredible talent with her song, Hard to Stay Away.
Having you around is like sunshine on a rainy day. You take all my worries away. Blessed that I have found such a treasure. Oh, I am here to stay. I will not run away. I just can't describe how I am feeling when you around. I just am melting, shining, glowing bright in a good way. I don't want to lose you never. Now we make it through the stormy weather. It's so hard for me to stay away.
Well, hello, Rona. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing wonderful. What about you?
Rona, I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you. And I know that you are coming from halfway around the world in Russia right now.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, it is very, very late now in the wee hours of the morning, so I will not take too much of your time. But I want to first ask Rona, talk to me a little bit about the idea behind Hard to Stay Away. How did that idea come to you?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Actually, originally it was a house track, and a wonderful producer, Azal, just out of the blue, sent me this stripped Rhodes version of it, and I thought it would be a great idea to release it. That was my first experience, and actually, I loved it much more in this, the second version of it, which is stripped and just vocals and Rhodes and nothing else. So yeah, I feel like it brings more life into the song for sure.
I love it. I love it. Now, listen, obviously, this was a tough time for all humans, especially artists. How were
Yeah.
you able, Rona, to kind of like, keep the juices, the creative juices flowing throughout this time? Because obviously you were able to create during this time.
Honestly, I was writing almost every day. I was living in the studio. Every 2, 3 days, I would come up with a song. And I guess the motivation for that was just, starvation. Like I was hungry. That was my motivation. So I kept going and going. Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, Rona, I think a lot of artists all over the world can relate. Listen, I've done, believe it or not, over 600 interviews over the past
Yeah.
6 months, artists all over the world, and they say the same thing, that for them
Yeah.
to stay connected in a time where isolation was unfortunately ruling everyone's world, it was the
Yeah.
people like yourselves that were able to somehow just create a schedule for themselves,
Yeah.
to create something every day. But here you are, 18 months later, I am sure
Yeah.
with so many songs that I just can't wait for you to release. When can the world expect more releases of new songs from you?
Oh my God, I need to look at my schedule. November 26th, the new song is going to be out called Here Again. And yeah, then December's, I don't remember. There's like a lot going on, really.
Wait, I love it. No, because I feel like I feel you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the vibe that we're very similar, we're very organized people. So I feel like you have on your calendar written out everything that you have wanting to like release very specifically on certain dates.
Yes, I'm trying to be organized. I'm actually like naturally, I'm not at all.
Well, you
But I'm-
fooled me. Rona, in addition to you being an amazing singer, songwriter, and musician,
Yeah.
talk to me about your producing. And was it, because I've spoken with a lot of artists who before the pandemic had never
Yeah.
produced their own work,
Yes,
but were
me
almost
too.
forced to. You seem like an artist that it was like during this time, you were like, well, I'm not waiting, the recording studios are closed, but how cool now that you have a skill set to produce your own music. So in a post-pandemic world, you don't got to pay someone, $100 an hour. You can do it yourself.
Yes, actually, like you're on point because I never produced. No, I did produce before when I was like 15,
Oh,
and then I stopped because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And, I started working with other producers, and I was feeling like maybe, every person should do their job. And maybe like I'm good at songwriting and singing, and somebody else should help me with the rest. And yeah, I just started producing. That's funny you mentioned it just now. I'm not totally satisfied with my production, to be very honest. I still feel like, other people can add to it and make it sound fuller and yeah, more convincing in a way.
look at Rona. I hear you. I listen, I hear you, but I will say that, look at, I love the fact though that as an artist, you're never satisfied, and we never will be satisfied as
Yeah,
artists, right?
yeah,
But at the
yeah,
end of the day, the fact that you know that you have now a skill set to do it, but also you're a great artist in that you also, I'm sure, love to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. But look at,
true.
I think we were in a freaking pandemic. Hello. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's great. I am sure it is great. And so don't beat yourself up over it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Now, listen, Rona, obviously, as a performer as well, it must have been really tough not to be able to perform for a live audience. Have you been able to perform in front of people yet?
Just a little bit. To be very honest, my main issue was that I don't have access to Europe because, like, where I live, I used to travel a lot to Berlin. I spent a lot of time in Berlin, Germany. Most of my concerts were in Germany.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, with the pandemics, they closed the borders. Kaliningrad, I will explain, is a small territory surrounded by Poland and Lithuania. So it's like small Russia away from big Russia. We're like in the middle of Europe. Yes, that's where I live. And yeah, I was very much depending on my ability to travel. And yeah, I was performing. I could only count like on one hand how many times I performed in the last 2 years.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
listen, I cannot wait for you to, when things start to open up more, that you now have all of these songs that you're going to be able to perform. I'm sure it's going to be a very emotional experience for you.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, listen, Rona, before I ask my final question, I want to let everyone know for more on the incredible Rona Ray, you could read more about her right below this video. Rona, I'm curious to know, obviously you have a lot of songs coming out, but also I want to know what you are most optimistic about as things start to open up, what you're most optimistic about.
Um, I'm optimistic about the fact that a lot of musicians had so much free time on their hands, and we will hear a lot of amazing music. I'm pretty sure a lot of people went through sort of transformation during this time. And yeah, I feel like it will bring industry to another level, because a lot of mainstream music is kind of shallow. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people would agree with me. And we, the people, I consider myself more like underground. And those underground, underdogs would have a chance to shine more.
Rona, I agree with you. And this is what I love about FENIX and why I put my name and face, literally, with these
Yeah,
interviews to this app. These
yeah.
CEOs are friends of mine now. They're like brothers from another mother.
Mhm.
Every person a part of this team is about the independent artist first and foremost, the
Yeah,
underdog, dare I say, in a world where
yeah,
they should have never been the underdog. They are bringing power back
yeah.
to the artist, the true artist with a capital A, not only through the compensation, through cryptocurrency, through the ad revenue stream, but the fact that this is now a collective where
Mhm.
artists are going to be able to connect and collaborate in an easier way than
Awesome.
ever before. And I'm so excited for you to be able now through this app to now garner not only new fans, but also new collaborations around the world.
Yes, absolutely. That would be exciting. Can't wait.
Well, I can't wait for you either, Rona. Well, listen, I'm so grateful for your time today. And listen, I'm also grateful that we're connected now, Rona.
Yeah, me too.